Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel Anil Visa Services today. We're talking about the Maldives. You know that place with the crystal clear water, white sand beaches and bungalows over the water? Yeah, that one. It's basically paradise, but even paradise has some rules, especially when it comes to visas. Now, if you're an Indian passport holder like me, you're in luck. The Maldives offers visa on arrival, which is basically like getting a free pass at the airport. But before you start packing your bags and practicing your best underwater selfie pose, there are a few documents you need to keep handy. Trust me, you don't want to be that person at immigration holding everyone up because you forgot your printout. So, let's dive into this essential document checklist and make sure your Maldivian adventure is smooth sailing from the get-go. First things first, your passport. This one is a no-brainer, guys. You're not going anywhere without it. But here's the catch. It needs to be valid for at least 6 months from the date you enter the Maldives. That means if your passport is expiring in 5 months, you might as well renew it now before you even think about booking those flights. And don't even get me started on those passport photos. You know, the ones where you have to look like you haven't smiled in a decade? Yeah, make sure you have a couple of those lying around too. You never know when you might need them. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tanmay, why do they even care about my passport being valid for 6 months after I enter? I'm only going for a week. Well, my friend, imagine this. You're sipping on a coconut, chilling in your overwater bungalow, and suddenly you realize you've fallen madly in love with the place. You decide to extend your trip, but your passport expires in a month. Disaster, right? That's why they have this rule. It's like a safety net for all your spontaneous travel decisions. So check that expiry date and save yourself the drama. Okay, so you've got your passport sorted. Now let's talk about your return ticket. Yes, you need proof that you actually plan on leaving the Maldives. I know, it's hard to imagine ever wanting to leave this paradise. But trust me, they want to make sure you're not planning on becoming a permanent fixture on their beaches. Think of it like this. You're going to a friend's place for dinner, and you tell them you'll be there till 8 p.m. But then 8 p.m. rolls around, and you're still there, chilling on their couch, showing no signs of leaving. Your friend might start to get a little worried, right? That's exactly how immigration feels when you don't have a return ticket. They're like, okay, this is nice, but when are you leaving? So do yourself a favor and book that return flight. It's a small price to pay for peace of mind. Next up, your hotel booking. This one is pretty self-explanatory. You need a place to stay, right? But here's the thing. You can't just show up with a handwritten note saying, I'm crashing at my friend's place. You need a confirmed hotel or resort booking for your entire stay. Now, I understand that some of you might be thinking, but Tanmay, I'm a backpacker. I don't plan my trips, I go with the flow. Look, I get it. I'm all for spontaneity, but even the most hardcore backpackers need a roof over their heads. Plus, having a confirmed booking just makes things easier at immigration. They see that you have a place to stay and they're like, okay, this person is legit. Alright, let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, money. Now, before you start panicking, you don't need to be a millionaire to afford the Maldives. But you do need to show that you have enough dough to sustain yourself during your trip. Think of it like this. You wouldn't go to a restaurant, order a 5-course meal, and then realize you left your wallet at home, would you? The Maldives is pretty much the same. They want to make sure you can actually afford to eat, drink, and be merry while you're there. So, how much money are we talking about? Well, the general rule of thumb is to have at least $100 plus $50 per day of your stay. You can show this through cash, bank statements, credit cards, or travel cards. Basically, anything that proves you're not going to be begging for rupees on the streets. Chapter 5. Travel insurance. Because life is unpredictable, especially on vacation. Okay, this next one is important, folks. Travel insurance. I know it's another expense, and it seems like a waste of money until you actually need it. But trust me, when it comes to travel, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Think of travel insurance like that friend who's always got your back, no matter what kind of trouble you get yourself into. Lost luggage? Flight delayed? Sudden illness? Travel insurance is there to save the day. Plus, with COVID-19 still lurking around, having travel insurance with COVID-19 coverage is more important than ever. Some resorts even require proof of travel insurance upon check-in, so it's better to be prepared. Chapter 6. Pre-arrival health declaration, the new normal. Alright, we're almost there, guys. Just a couple more documents to go. Next up, the pre-arrival health declaration. This one is a bit of a new addition to the travel game, thanks to our friend COVID-19. Basically, it's a form you need to fill out online within 96 hours before your departure, and again before you leave the Maldives. Think of it like a digital health checkup. It asks you all the important questions about your recent travel history, any symptoms you might have, and whether you've been in contact with anyone who's tested positive for COVID-19. It's a bit tedious, I know, but it's a small price to pay for everyone's safety. Plus, it's all online, so you can fill it out from the comfort of your own home, preferably while sipping on a chilled beverage. Chapter 7. Yellow Fever Vaccination. Only if you're feeling adventurous and visiting certain countries. Last but not least, the Yellow Fever Vaccination Certificate. Now, before you start freaking out, this one only applies to you if you're traveling from or transiting through a yellow fever endemic country. Basically, if you've recently visited a place where yellow fever is a thing, you need to show proof that you've been vaccinated. Think of it like a VIP pass that proves you're immune to this nasty disease. It's like saying, hey, I'm good, I'm vaccinated, let me in. Now, if you're not sure whether you need this certificate or not, don't worry. You can easily check the list of yellow fever endemic countries online. And if you do need to get vaccinated, make sure you do it at least 10 days before your trip. You don't want to be stuck at the airport with a fever and a cancelled vacation, do you? Outro Maldives awaits. And that's it for today's video. I know it seemed like a lot of documents, but trust me, it's better to be over-prepared than under-prepared. Remember, the Maldives is a dream destination, and you don't want anything to ruin your trip, especially not something as avoidable as a missing document. So, double-check your checklist, pack your bags, and get ready for some serious relaxation. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more travel tips and tricks, and share it with your friends who are also planning their Maldivian escape. Until next time, happy travels.